Hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode here on my Minecraft single player survival world. In the previous episode, we did an ocean monument raid, and we got this netherite god armor here. If you just pop on my netherite chestplate, you can see that we're all kitted out with my netherite god armor that we still need to name. So if you guys would leave some name suggestions in the comments below, that'd be much appreciated. However, on the last episode, I didn't get many views, and I don't think you guys enjoyed it as much as my building episodes. So in this video, we're just gonna go back to our usual building kind of style and work on this area once again. However, in the previous episodes, we've been working in this area a whole lot, and I think we should take a little break from here. So what we're gonna do in this episode is work once again on the village kind of area and get this whole place to start looking more natural and connect over here. And I think we should start working on the terrain once again and do some cliffs and some rivers. And of course, if that's not enough, you can fill up these farms here and complete this whole farmland area if you need to at the end of this episode. So I think the first place that we should start work on is this area over here where we haven't fully completed the terrain. And that back area over there, I was thinking of making a cliff. And for the cliff, I was thinking about using gray concrete powder at the bottom, like this. And if we get some light gray concrete powder, and we just put that on top and make it kind of like a lighter shaded rock, and it kind of develops, and we can mix in some andesite, some stone stairs, and things like that to make it seem much more natural. And I think that'd be like a really cool clip design. We don't have to make all of these, concrete powder. You can make some of them stones and things like that. But I think this is like a really cool design, similar to the one that we have over here. I think maybe we should do maybe the exact same thing over there, but just on a larger scale. It's going to be like a diagonal kind of shape, and I think we should just start working on that straight away. Plus, it'll be really good to get this area done here because we need to complete this pathway, do these farms, and I was thinking about creating a river which runs through here. I'm gonna quickly grab my materials off camera and let's just do a time lapse of me making this cliff face over here. So I hope everyone enjoyed that time lapse where we created this cliff face over here, and I have to say I quite like it. Oops, just fell off that tree. And I quite like it. I like how we use the what you call it, the gray concrete powder as like a bottom kind of layer, and then the light gray concrete powder to look like the rocks. It kind of looks more natural with the light gray concrete powder. It looks more clean, and I like that kind of look. Personally, I think that's like a nice kind of cliff look. And also, I was thinking about using some clay blocks for once, like these kind of clay blocks over here and there. But I think maybe it'll look too light for that kind of style, or maybe it'll just look too complex with so many blocks going around the place. Anyway, I love it, and it's kind of similar to that cliff face over there, if I haven't already said that in the video. And if you're wondering how I'm making those concrete powders float, as you can see, like usually concrete powder is a gravity block, right? So if you place it down like this, it'll go down. And in some places, I just have them floating a bit. You can see it over there. That's because I'm using string. If we just get some string here, you can make them float like this. And otherwise, without the string, they'll just go down straight. So I'm using that to kind of create that kind of effect there so that the concrete powder will not fall because it's kind of in like a roundish shape. So moving back onto this cliff face kind of area over here, I was thinking to have a custom river run through along here into that water like lake area over there, which will then connect to the river where we'll have our village docks. And I was thinking, by this custom river that I'm planning to make, we should put in some sugarcane by there, to look like some reeds which are growing beside the river, and we can also use that as a sugarcane farm. However, of course, we need some dirt and some coarse dirt to transform this area first of all. So I think I'm gonna quickly go grab some of that, and I think we should transform it together and do it on camera. Now, if we just take a look in our ender chest, I believe we have a dirt box. Yep, we do. But we only have 2 stacks of dirt. So I'm just gonna go ahead and gather some dirt and then come right back here. Actually, you know what? All the dirt that I've been gathering so far in this series have just been coming from little mounds like this, which I'm trying to remove. And I think we need like a permanent area which we can collect dirt. And I think that's the same thing with sand, because if you look at certain people's videos, they have like a certain mining desert or like a mining plains to gather dirt and sand from. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and look for one, but I'm gonna look for one about 4,000 blocks away, so it won't be close to anything that we build, and it won't be a pain in the eye for anyone which comes and sees it. So I'm just gonna go ahead and fly this way until I find a place that's suitable. So I've gone ahead and landed in this area over here, and I think it's pretty cool. We've got another portal there, so we can always get back to our base just really quickly through the nether. We've got the desert here where we can grab all our sand for our projects like gathering TNT, concrete powder, concrete, and then we've got a forest over here for some wood and things like that. So of course dirt as well, and we've got a little bit of a plains there as well, so we can gather all the dirt that we need. And it's kind of far away from our base. It's about 4,000 blocks away, and I think it's pretty cool. And it'll probably do the job. We can even fit in some farms over here far away from the base, which will look ugly, and it'll be really useful because everything will be in one place and far from the base. So I'm just gonna go ahead and grab some of this dirt, and I'll see you back at the village. Here we are back at the base now, and I've gathered a full shulker box of dirt over here so that we can go ahead and start planning the river. So I think we should make the river around maybe 7 blocks wide. I think that's a good number. So let's just go out a little bit over here and just break this over here so that we can tell where we're going. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think 8 will actually be good. Actually 9 might be good. Like this. And we just break all the in between. And I think this side of the river will be like from here. I think this is pretty good width. If we just fly up into the air, we can actually just check and see if this is pretty good width. Yeah, I think that's pretty good actually. So I'm just going to continue this river, side on this side over here, along this way and down that way. You can see I was actually doing a little bit of testing before, and I'm just going to continue it down that way and this way, and then we can just get the basic, shape over here, and then we can just do a little bit more detail and start planning out the riverbed as well. So I've gone ahead and finished the basic shape of the river on this side now. Of course, this is not going to be the same height all the way, as you can see that I've done. Like I've done this all at Y level 67. It's not going to be all at 67. It's probably going to be at 67 around that area over there, and then I'll probably get lower and lower, and then connect up to this pond over here, which will then connect up to the river. So anyway, now that we've got this like side of the river done, I think we should start doing the riverbed, and I want this river to be kind of deep actually. Now that I think about it properly, I think we should actually elevate this side of the river before we do the riverbed, because I don't want it to be wonky. And what I mean by that is when we come closer to this cliff kind of side, we just elevate this land a little bit higher so that it looks more like the river is flowing down this landscape. So I'm just going to quickly go ahead and do that, and then we can start working on the riverbed. So I've gone ahead and adjusted the layout on this side of the river, and as you can see it gets a little higher over there and it gets a little lower over here. That's just because I just want the river to flow down and look like it's actually flowing properly, and then lead up to this pond where there'll be a little drop off, like a little waterfall, which will just drop off into this little pond over here. Anyway, with that done, now we can start working on the riverbed. So for the riverbed, I want it to be quite deep, so I'm just gonna make like kind of like a little kind of semicircle kind of shape. So we just go down like this, and I think it'll be pretty good if we just go down like this. Yep. And then if we just bring it into the water a little bit, just about, yeah, this is looking pretty good. I just want it to be just like a basic shape. Just go like this. How does that look? Um, Maybe if we just make it more round actually. How about if that? How does that look now? What about if we go like this? You know what? I actually liked it before originally with the way that we had it. Like if we just go like remove that, and remove that, and if we just go like this and remove those two, I think that's a pretty good symmetrical shape. We can of course change it a little bit to make it not so symmetrical all the time, but I kind of like this shape, so I'm just going to continue the shape of course all the way through this kind of area, make it, you know, a little bit, you know, rough and all. But I'm just going to do that with dirt first of all, and then we can use some other blocks and try and mix it up. I've now finished the riverbed over here, as you can see, and a lot of the dirt that I've used to make this riverbed is starting to turn into grass, which is actually kind of bad because I want the dirt at the bottom of the river to stay like dirt, not grass. And of course, you can use coarse dirt, which won't turn into grass, but I want some regular dirt mixed in there too. So what we're gonna have to do is actually block off the sides of the river a little bit. Plus, that'll work anyway because for the blocks I'm planning to use at the bottom of the riverbed, I'm thinking about using clay, maybe some stone, some andesite, coarse dirt, gravel, and just some normal dirt, and we can try and mix that all together to make a nice kind of riverbed feeling. So I've got a few of those blocks on hand right now, and if we just do like a little segment of how I think I'm going to detail this kind of riverbed, I'll just show you how I'm going to do it. So we'll just plop down some coarse dirt, and we're going to get loads of stone. I think we're going to use lots of stone in this build. We should also grab some gravel over here. Where do I have gravel? I've probably got some in here. Yep. Let's just grab some gravel and we'll try to mix this in as well. So if you just grab some stone over here and put it in our hand as well, and we could try and create this kind of cool feeling. Of course, there's going to be many layers of texturing as I want to just first do the blocks and then we can mix in some stairs and some slabs, and then we can go even in more detail from there and put some, once the water's in here, we can put some, you know, seagrass and other things and fishes even. And if you're gonna make your own custom river yourself, you should also try to mix in, you know, a variety of blocks. Just don't make it all the same block. You know, put some different blocks in here. So I'm just put some gravel. Gravel is best to keep at the bottom of the river because it looks like some stone, like some softer stone. It's just sitting at the bottom of the river, and it creates kind of a nice feeling. As well as cobble, you want to mix in some cobble around the place so that it looks a little bit, you know, when you're looking into the river, it doesn't look so smooth with all this kind of stone. It's also the same case with this coarse dirt. You know, you want to sprinkle some of this around and make it look a little dirty when you're making your own. Of course, there are some blocks that many people don't use that you can fit into your own river to make like its own style. You can use some dead coral or even some sand depending on where you're making your river. So in this instance, I'm using clay because, you know, it's just an extra block I have on hand, and it'd be pretty cool to have some extra detailing in there. So I'm just going to quickly go ahead and do some detailing of this river, show it to you guys, and then just continue with the rest, and we can do further detailing from there. And I think it'll be pretty cool to do a time lapse of this, seeing this whole river be transformed while detailing this. So also you guys can get a glimpse of how I would detail this river, and you can detail your own river kind of the same way that I'm doing mine. So let's hit it. So once again, I hope you all enjoyed that time lapse where I did this detailing over here at the bottom of the riverbed. And as you can see, I used plenty of blocks. I also did like further detailing on that time lapse as well, where I used some slabs, some walls, some stairs, and basically those are the only things I used for the proper like further detailing. Of course, we need to put in some, you know, like seagrass and sea pickles in here as well. Once we put in the water, which is probably the most daunting, you know, part of this, making this river. So anyway, as you can see, we've got some coarse dirt here, clay, cobble, andesite, gravel, and this looks pretty cool. We've got some, you know, little holes here where you can put in some water, and it looks pretty cool once it's all filled up with water. And we can put some fish in here later, like some salmon, some cod, and a couple of tropical fish, not like the like super tropical ones with which are super colorful, maybe some, you know, like smaller ones, which look like they'd fit nicely into this area. But now I've got to do the filling this whole place up with water. So since that's gonna take a whole lot of time, I'm probably just gonna do that off camera because you probably don't want to see me filling this place up with water, especially since if you just grab a bucket here, if you grab a bucket and we fill some of these up with water. So like I was saying, probably the longest thing that it would take is for me to fill up this place with water. That's because simple places like this, like these slabs over here, will take one bucket by itself. And then I have to make sure that all of these are water sources, so it's going to take a whole lot of time. So I'm just going to quickly go ahead and try to fill up this place with water. As you can see, even that state isn't filled up with water, so we have to fill that up. And yeah, I'm going to take my time and fill this place up with water, and then we can do the finishing touches of this river together. So I managed to go ahead and fill up this whole river over here with water. I was actually planning to fill it up to the top, like the very top over here where it aligned with this, you know, top layer of this grass over here, but I was actually thinking it would look better if we had like a little, you know, one block gap down here, and then we have water because, you know, it's more natural like that. Got some of the stones showing, and I think it looks pretty cool just like this. Of course, I didn't know that when I was doing that area there, so it's a little bit different there. But I think it's looking pretty good. You know, I can fix that place up. I've actually started fixing that place up, and it's starting to look better over there. And then we could put some further, we'll probably put that fill that place up with, like, you know, trees and stuff, because we probably won't build past that area, so you won't really see much of that area anyway. As you can also see, we've also planted some sugarcane around here just to make this area seem, you know, much more greener and, you know, kind of bring life to this place. I've also got some bone meal on hand. You can start going underneath the water and start trying to get some seagrass. And I've got plenty of fish over here and in my inventory to fill up this river with. So if you just go straight away and jump down in here, we just press this, you know, and we got plenty of seagrass. Just put some bone meal down, and yep, this is looking pretty cool. But look at this, I just missed a place of water over here, so I'm just gonna have to quickly fill that up in a second. But yeah, I'm just gonna quickly go throughout this place and just, you know, press some bone meal, break some places where I don't think seagrass will look good. And yeah, that's basically how you want to make your river look pretty green. Alright, so I've got this whole river over here filled with some seagrass. I've also got some kelp on hand, but I feel like if I place some kelp in here, it'll grow all the way to... This kelp grows pretty tall, doesn't it? So if I place it in this river, it'll go straight to the top, and I'd like some, you know, variation. So I think it'd be wise to leave out the kelp. So the final touches is just to finish off this river with putting some fish in. So I've got plenty of salmon here and pufferfish. So let's fill this river up and let's see the fish wander around this, and it look pretty cool actually. It's already starting to look pretty cool. Now let's just quickly fill up the rest of this river with the fish. So I've got all the fish in here and they spread out and swam around, and it's looking really cool. And we've got the pufferfish over here, which are actually super dangerous because every time I try to cross this river, we actually should probably make a bridge, because every time I cross this river, I'm always just poisoned by these little guys, and they're super small, so you can't really see them. They're just hiding in the seagrass, and then they pop out and poison you. Unfortunately, this episode is getting a little long, so I think we're gonna have to call it short. And if you guys didn't already know, on the discussion part on my YouTube page, you can see how I'm getting along with my YouTube videos and when I'm going to upload the next video. And if you guys check that out, you can see when I'm going to upload next. But unfortunately, like I said, this is going to be the end of this episode. So I hope all of you guys enjoyed this one. and I'll see you all next time. Bye!